Sex, Lies and Videotape is a truly influential indie movie. It launched Steven Soderbergh's career. He's a director who went on to make films like Ocean's 11, and it's influenced countless indies afterwards, so it's only fair that we review this film. And it may have won the top prize in Cannes when it was launched in 1989, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's any good, so let's have a look at it right now. Well, what's it all about? Well, it's about a character called Bishop Mulaney. She's played by Andie MacDowall, and she's trapped in this sexless marriage with a lawyer called John. He's played by that guy from the OC that you'll recognise called Peter Gallagher. And poor old Bishop is in a position where she doesn't even want to physically touch her husband in any way whatsoever. She's telling a therapist about that. And we will later find out why. It's based on an instinct that's been triggered that he may be sleeping with somebody else. And he is. He's sleeping with her sister. But everything gets turned on its head when John's old friend Graham comes back into town. Graham is played by James Spader, and he is a bit of a prototype, an early version of the Spader kind of mysterious male. But what's his mystery in this film? Well, Bishop eventually finds out that Graham is actually filming women talking about their sex lives to him. And it's not long before Bishop's sister goes for a videotape chat session of her own. And I won't give much away now from that point. Just to say, I remember the furore when this film came out, and actually it is a much quieter animal than you might imagine. But let me emphasise, that is a good thing, because it demands a certain intimacy with the audience, with the film, just like James Spader's character's tapes. It demands that you get to know the characters really well, and Soderbergh's script does exactly that. The performances are not quite as you may expect. MacDowall, for instance, is much more likeable and a much more layered character than she is in the rather boring and dull performance that she gave in 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Meanwhile, Gallagher is actually a totally unlikable character, whereas he's normally Mr. Nice Guy in stuff like the OC. Whilst although Spader has an air of mystery about him, it's very early days for those kind of characters that he normally portrays in movies and TV. Instead, this is a much more new man character that he kind of gives out. It's that kind of prototype for a more sensitive male, and a much more layered character perhaps than some of the stuff that he's played since then. So does it deserve its reputation as a godfather of the modern indie? Well, it does, but don't expect the same flourish and visual dynamite that you might get with movies like Pulp Fiction. Instead, this is a much more nuanced film, and you'll probably be quite pleased for that. It's a very gripping, very enjoyable drama.